Alright, welcome to day one at Circuit of the Americas. We've actually already been out on track for just a few laps earlier today to kind of feel the car out. Regarding the vacuum stuff, it feels like it did help. So if you're not up to speed, since the VCT delete, I've started to have issues where the pedal gets hard after extended wide open throttle. I think it's based on vacuum gauge that I put on the car. I think it's related to the car not pulling a vacuum now, because the VCT delete essentially is simulating a big cam. So I added a vacuum canister to increase vacuum capacity, and that seems to have helped. But I don't think it fixed it entirely. I think I still need to be concerned or aware of what's going on, and make decisions that way. So definitely going to have to make sure that I, lift going into heavy brake zones and stuff like that. I'm good this time.
Got it this time, all right.
Yep, thank you. So goals for today, I actually want to walk through some of the stuff I'm doing and working on. So what'll make today hopefully interesting is the car has very, very crappy tires on it. These Cup 2s are a couple years old, they're heat cycled out, they're practically have no tread life left, so the car is very slippery. So there should be a good, session to just kind of work on stuff. Thank you. So just going to keep things relatively smooth for the first half a lap. Since I don't trust these tires a whole lot, this will just be a good way for me to make sure everything's good. These don't have that cold bite that a set of new tires will. They'll take a little bit more to come up to temp, so we're just going to drive it as appropriate. Got a lot of understeer going through that turn. Let's see how we do up here. Not bad. Damn, those radicals are just ridiculous. Alright, we should be good to open her up. This corner I like to feel a little bit of rotation on the entry of the rear, and then it should be a little bit of a controlled slide all the way around. I like to stay tight and then push wide through here. Reason being is there's no way to take that corner fast in the Mustang, so you just want to manage your speed in and out. And then I go mid under the bridge, skip the first apex, kiss the second, lead it out wide, late apex, rear steer it, full throttle through. A little bit of brake here just to settle. Maintenance throttle. Okay, we'll try third gear through here. Perfect. God, these brakes are so good. Try not to get on throttle before the apex. the S's, hold it on throttle, brake when you're straight, dance, brake, dance, and then I like to go straight, go out wide, downshift, wait to get on power, get the rear to slide, and then start to squeeze power on as you start to straighten out. That was a little early. Four-wheel drift through here, mid-track through here, brake, then turn in, and just stay inside, no fast way through here, so make it short. And then start to squeeze on throttle on exit. Flat through here. And we're going to try second through here now. Alright, second still a little too much for these tires. They just don't have enough grip. We're going to brake a little early coming up on this Miata into the brake zone. Don't want to cause an incident. Around the outside here, which then becomes the inside. Nice and tidy. Try this again, see if we can get a little better rotation out of the rear at the end. Squeeze it on the throttle, full throttle. Get a little bit of a maintenance brake, maintenance throttle. And still need a little more bite on turn in there. Car feels great. Alright, so we're going to maintenance throttle, full throttle, and hold it, hold it, hold it. Let off a bit, but hold it. Brake when you're straight. Then throttle, brake, throttle. Let the car come to you. Alright. Perfect rotation out of the rear. Four-wheel drift. Once again, manage your speed through here. You don't have a lot, so just make it short. Make it smooth. Throttle. And we'll go full throttle through 11. Had too much entry speed. Over-rotated the rear. Just as a side note, cylinder head temp's only 216. That's crazy. pretty good. I just love it. I mean, cylinder head temps are 205. Like, that's just ridiculous. Axle temps are a little higher than expected at 221, but even engine oil temp is only 246. I mean, it's like 85 degrees today, super humid, which it's not a whole lot, so it's not like I'm expecting it to be really high, but I mean, 207 driving the car like that. I'm just so happy with how the cooling system's working. This car's just so badass. By the way, so I haven't talked about it yet, but the shifter is from 5X Racing. They actually do Spec Miata shifters and parts, and of course there are lots of other parts and stuff, but it's all for Spec Miata. And a buddy and I bought this for his Miata, and I've loved it so much I actually ended up buying it and put it in the car because I wanted something taller that was closer to the steering wheel, but I didn't like how many shifters had a top weight. You know, they felt heavy on top. And I love how this thing feels, you know, it's the same weight from the top to the bottom to the middle. So it has a really nice feel to it when you're shifting. Absolutely love it. And it's made out of grippy material, so you'll never slip off of it. Fantastic feel. I'm super excited to finally get the right kind of tires put on this car and go out for a really, really aggressive set of laps. You know, this car feels so good, and I'm definitely trying to, you know, learn how to manage the tires and stuff, so I'm really utilizing these crappy tires to work on driver development, because this car is so good at being driven aggressively that when you have terrible tires, I mean, you can drop from a 223, 224, or I should say go from a 223, 224, all the way up to a 230, just because of tires, because they won't allow you to drive it as aggressive and carry as much speed and hide as many mistakes. So super cool how well set up this car is right now. Loving the feel of it. The only downside, major downside of the VCT delete that I'm finding is the car runs so rough on idle because of the, you know, VCT, or because it's essentially a big cam, that I'm so not used to it, because the, you know, the Voodoo runs so smooth at idle that when I feel the car shake a little bit because of the idle, I'm always like, what's wrong? But it feels so much fun. The car's power band is so great. We'll talk about that too in a bit.